people don't. They happy that you got certain things going on in your life. Is this the one that's not? Cause this might be the one. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, yeah, it is. That's what it, like these boys, they always saying, like, you gotta make sure that you wipe these babies sit down. That's no joke. Alright, so let's get into it. How many people can say that over the past year that you have experienced some form of burnout? Just say it to yourself, girl, yes. Okay. If you have, I want you to think back on that time. I'm not sure how traumatizing it may have been for you during that time of experiencing that type of season in your life. But I need you to think back on that season, that phase of your life. And I need you to reflect, right? I need you to bring all those emotions back to the forefront. And I need you to tell me, what did you feel during those times? What did you feel? I want you to just jot it down. Give me 5 things. 5 things of how you felt. Lost. Okay. Deprived. Okay. Chaotic. Okay. Unbalanced. Okay. And one more. Weak. Okay. All right. So these are some 5 things. If you can relate, you can relate. If not, then you have your own 5 that you've put down on your notebook that you should have with you right now. You may have felt lost, deprived, chaotic, unbalanced, or weak. And if not, it's something that can relate or coincide with these choice of words here, right? To express the feelings that may have come up during this time of experiencing such a burnout. Can you think back when you start to experience these feelings? How did you respond? How did you respond? Did you take time to pause, stop, reflect, and ask yourself why you may be feeling these things? What may be transpiring and happening in your life? Because some things we do have control over, whereas others we don't. But one thing we always have control over, no matter what, is our response. How we respond to things. And this is not going to say that when things transpire or happen in your life that you don't tend to get outside of yourself, because that's just human nature. But to learn to take time out, that when you go through things, that you start to make it more of a habit to be more aware. Take up space for awareness, being more aware of the actual act of something playing out in your life. Because when you take the time out to kind of sit back and you are aware of how things are playing out in your life, it allows for you to be in the driver's seat of that of which you can control and that of which you cannot. It helps you to go through the hidden variables of how I can regulate my response, so that way I do not have to feel lost. I do not have to feel deprived. I do not have to feel chaotic. I do not have to feel unbalanced. I do not have to feel weak. This is called regulated response, because you are controlling how you respond to the situation, which means that you have control over how you tend to feel ultimately once things are all said and done, because you are controlling the narrative when it comes down to the response, because ultimately it is the response that tends to have you waver in certain directions when it comes to making choices, because of the perception that is emphasized on the action that was taken, because of something playing out in your life. That's where you get what you call controlled. You don't learn this stuff in school for nothing, but they don't tell you what it's used for. Controlled variables, because they use it on you. Controlled variables and uncontrolled variables. All y'all subjects. And this thing we call a matrix, all y'all subjects. Controlled variables and uncontrolled variables, right? Your emotions drive a lot of your actions. People can piss you off all day. People can upset you all day long. People can upset you, disappoint you all day long. But how did you respond? How much energy did you exert responding to the disappointment? Responding to their lack of awareness. This is where we come into boundary setting. Yeah, you can upset me all day long. You can disappoint me all day long. You can have a lack of awareness all day long. But I'm not going to allow my expectations not being met to get me unregulated due to how I feel, my emotions, that had an impact on how I chose to respond to this situation. Because I can't control how you act. I can't control how you show up in my life. I can't control how you choose to behave. I can't control how you see me. I can't control the type of value that you choose to place on my life. I can't control that. All that has to do with you and your eternal makeup. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I can't control that. But see, what I can control is these boundaries that I'm about to set up. What I can control is what walls I'm about to put up that you're not going to be able to penetrate. Because see, I'm spiritually aware, and I carry this type of capacity that makes me operate in this type of leadership role, this leadership identity, where I am a steward of my spiritual compass. My spiritual compass meaning my discernment, how I discern the interaction between you and I, past interactions between you and I. You know, I can't control what you do, but I have realized, I have come to understand that I can control how I react, how I respond. And because of that, I am now operating from a place where I am emotionally regulating, because I realize that it holds this impact, this power, right? It holds this impact, this power. And I like that. Why? Because I don't like feeling lost. I don't like feeling deprived. I don't like feeling chaotic. I don't like feeling unbalanced. I don't like feeling weak. I don't like feeling devalued. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, I know my value, you should know my value, but at the end of the day, you seem not to know my value because you don't have the capacity for awareness to see that I exude this power. And in this exchange of energy, right? Because once you, in this exchange of energy, there has to be some boundary setting in order for you to fully operate from a place of spiritual discernment for the things that cannot be seen, meaning awareness, intuitiveness. These things cannot be seen. It's a part of your spiritual stewardship. You are responsible for discerning each and every engagement or encounter that you have with another being. Why? Because they carry this type of energetic vibration that has the ability to impede within your auric field. And if you are not discerning, if you are not careful, you would end up giving your energy to the wrong people, exposing yourself to certain energies and frequencies that the divine Elohim did not purpose for your life. And that ultimately have you giving attention to the wrong things, to the wrong people, on the wrong timelines, which ultimately will derail your path, putting you somewhere where you're not supposed to be. You were supposed to be all the way up here. This is where you were supposed to be, but because of your lack of discernment, your lack of spiritual stewardship, you all the way down here. Because you allowing all these other different lower vibrational beings to feed off of your auric field, off of your energy, which is why you're burning out. Because you can have so many people walking around talk about how, oh, I'm so strong, I done been through this. I'm so strong, I be going through this. I'm so strong, I be having to deal with this. But the crazy thing is, do you really have to deal with that? Do you really have to deal with that? The type of strength that you had to display, is it misdirected? Because that type of strength requires a certain type of energy. And that energy that you're putting into whatever situation that called for you to be strong, was it worth it? What type of value did it bring to your life? What type of benefit did you get out of that situation where you had to be so strong? What did you get? I'm gonna just go ahead and say it for you because I know that you're not gonna say it. A lot of time wasted period. A lot of time wasted, period. And I know you mad because you've been through a lot of things that had to make you strong with the things that you possibly could have control, honestly. Because it's all in how you respond to it. Now, there are certain aspects of our life that cause us to go through certain things that will make us have to grow and develop, and it can seem unfair. And by all means, I'm not about to sit right here and justify those things, but those are uncontrolled variables. I'm talking about the things that can be controlled. I'm also talking about the situations that people put themselves in, and then they sit right there and complain about them being in it, but it's like you're still sitting in it. You're still sitting in it. Is this not the mess that you've created? But people don't want to be honest about how they choose to regulate their responses. And then they be so depleted and burnt out that they even try to drag you into it if you try to help. But I'm letting you know, no, we're not doing that. This is about being honest. And if you don't want to be honest with yourself, you don't need to be on this channel. You don't need to be on this channel. You're not ready yet. You're not ready to grow. You're not ready to develop. You're not ready to become. Go back to where you were and continue to be burnt out, used, abused, taken advantage of, exhausted, drained, depleted. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. You know what needs to be done. That ain't something that I should have to tell you, because you know we done talked about this so much. You know what needs to be done. So this week was about regulating your responses, why it's important, how to implement these things. I just gave you the whole rundown of how you can do it. Having deep, in-depth conversations with yourself. Yeah. You might say it's crazy, but yeah, get crazy. Self-why. Self-why am I here? Why? That why will always keep coming up. And it's because it's for you to be able to grow and to develop and to adjust your frameworks as needed. How you go about delegating your tasks and your responsibilities, because I don't know who you are. This journey is about maximizing success, minimizing inefficiencies, and limiting chances of burnout, so that you can be better, see better, create better, live better, and fulfill at a higher consciousness of self, mind, body, and spirit. This is always a road to ascension. Somebody along the way hijacked it. Got people thinking that one aspect of life just has to be aligned. No, all aspects of your life need to be aligned. That's the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual, in order for you to sustain real growth, real success, true success that outlasts you and spill over as generational wealth to your kids, to your kids' kids. Right? Yeah, I probably said it said you normally leave it up there. Why are you erasing it? Because it's more work to be done. It's more work to be done. And I don't got time to go back and forth with y'all today. But I love y'all though. But y'all know y'all need to get serious about it, right? For real, get serious. Get serious about it. Take it seriously. What's happening? Why it's happening? Because you know. I know you know. Because I know you know you know you know. Alright, y'all. Until next time, I'm Dictasia Tatiana, the mother of restoration. Peace.